Alright, how's it going everyone? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today and welcome to another video. Now, if you guys are out of the loop with the game XDefiant, which I don't blame you, a couple of days ago, Ubisoft announced the end of XDefiant being on June 3rd or June 5th, I forgot exactly the date, but regardless, the game has been out for less than a year and they're already shutting down, and that's a massive tragedy for someone like me who likes arcade first-person shooters. This was one of my favorites to play when it was out at the launch window. So in this video, I'm just going to be playing some XDefiant on the ROG Ally here, as you can see here, and just kind of talk about the game, why I think it failed, and honestly the untapped potential with it, especially with handheld devices. Let's go ahead and just pop into a game. Alright, so we're launching into a game now, and one thing I noticed when I was testing out the game in the past hour or so was that the game, for some reason on the ROG Ally, has quite a bit of stuttering. I'm not sure what the deal with it is. I literally turned down the settings down to some of the lowest that I can, but even though it runs at a pretty consistent 60 plus, there's just a lot of stuttering, especially in gunfights. So I'm not sure if that's a driver issue or whatever, but if it wasn't for the stuttering, this game is easily one of the best and most optimized to play on the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, just PC handhelds in general. And yeah, you can see there the stuttering was pretty bad there, but yeah. It's an overall shame, really. XDefiant as a game was not bad, and you know, a lot of people actually really enjoyed it, but there were a couple of things that I did notice that this game just could not compete with Call of Duty, like its main competitor, that you know, it's just fallen off so fast after the first couple of seasons. One thing that I noticed the most was the lack of a true, really like good reward system. I mean, there were some like daily challenges and stuff, but outside of that, calling cards and all that stuff, those either do not exist now or they took them a while to get into the game, like mastery camos. Just the entire reward progressions for actually playing the game and doing some unique things just wasn't there in XDefiant, especially at the launch window, and as a result, a lot of people just didn't have the drive to grind this game as much. If there's nothing to go for, if there's no carrot at the end, like why are you chasing it, right? So, in my opinion, I think the lack of a really good and competent reward system is the biggest reason, but there are some other things as well. Stuff like the netcode issues, the performance hiccups, as you can see here, even like the no skill based matchmaking. Like, I know people are going to say that this game having no skill based matchmaking is a really good thing and one of the defining features of XDefiant, but the problem comes into the fact that it literally is like their biggest marketing shtick. The casual player base is not going to understand what that means for them. Like, they'll hear the term skill based matchmaking, and a couple of the folks that, you know, I've, like good friends of mine, don't even know what that is. I had literally had to explain to them what skill-based matchmaking is when I was playing XDefiant. For the most part, they had the entire marketing strategy off-put, honestly, especially when you're competing with the modern Call of Duty fan base. That, combined with everything else I said, really just ended up just shooting XDefiant in the leg, and it does have a very dedicated fan base, I know that, but I will applaud them for having a very, very good dev team and a very transparent dev team, but, you know, that isn't enough to save a game from losing its player base, unfortunately, so yeah. Now, in terms of PC handheld gaming, right, XDefiant was in a very interesting position. If I'm not mistaken, at launch, XDefiant was actually one of the only modern multiplayer games that was supported on SteamOS. Yeah, you had to go through Battle.net, or not Battle.net, Ubisoft Connect, and you had to, you know, externally download the launcher. But for someone who doesn't want to play on Windows, if I'm not mistaken, this game was one of the few multiplayer arcade FPS games that could run on the Steam Deck without you having to dual boot into Windows. Now, I could be 100% wrong on this, and if I am, I'm going to cut this entire thing out. But the fact of the matter is that they had some untapped potential, especially in the portable handheld market, but obviously that's a small portion of your player base. So I don't blame them for not capitalizing on that. The fact of the matter is, like, when I played this game back in the beta, it ran incredibly well on the Steam Deck. Even on Windows, it was incredibly smooth, much smoother than what I'm seeing right now. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure what's going on with the stutters, but yeah. The game had a lot of potential, and I think for people who want to play on the go, there was a lot of potential here, but in the end, it just didn't work out, and Ubisoft pulled the plug. I'm surprised they pulled it so early on, though, like less than a year, and the game wasn't even that bad to begin with. This is not like a Concord experience where it clearly just did not catch on. This game had some good and big numbers, and even now has a very dedicated fan base. So I'm not sure why they decided to just halt gameplay or halt support this early on, especially when their other Ubisoft titles like Rainbow Six took years to evolve, and they stuck around with it. And you know, look at the result of that. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Be on the lookouts for some more ROG Ally gameplays, as now that I have the ROG Ally back, I can at least do some more gameplays of it over the winter season. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later.